Well, hi there. It's Wednesday night again, and I'm here in front of the camera. Terry's behind the camera.
Good evening.
We've had some technical difficulties with a program on the phone that we can't make work. So we're doing it a different way. But we're going to talk to you about colonization and the roots of it, where it started, as far as Europeans invading other countries, from what I've learned. Uh, Back in the late 1500s, as far back as the 1400s, Europe was trying to go everywhere and conquer and take over lands, and the British got really good at it. Late 1500s, took over India by about 1615, 1620. They just pretty much took the place over. China made Hong Kong a colony, which lasted 150 years until 2000, when they finally threw them out, like India did back in, oh gosh, middle part of the last century. Ireland. So the British have really been probably the leaders in colonizing places, and here in this country especially. I think they would have preferred it to have stayed like South Africa, which was more apartheid, Jim Crowish, than what it is. But they started colonizing here, pushing people off their land, stealing their land, just basically eradicating anybody that was there. So Terry and I have been talking about, Larry, we used to talk with him about it a lot, about the effects of it and how to decolonize yourself. It doesn't mean you're going to live the old ways, in a teepee and hunt buffaloes and not wear shoes or take baths very often.
No, we like our air conditioning, our heaters, and our automobiles.
It means you got to get out of that mindset that you have to believe what those colonizers are telling you. Religion is a good point, because that's how they frightened and scared people into submission. Well, if you don't believe what we tell you, we're going to kill you and you're going to go to hell. So I'm not an expert on this subject. I read a lot. So what other points that we were making there?
Well, the basis of this to start with is that we are working toward a more detailed
short film,
another documentary on going into more detail versus than when we did I Have No Country. And
maybe show a bigger global picture of how it came to be. Like South Africa is a really good example. Rwanda, countries like that where the Europeans came in, took over, and then when they left and they were forced to leave, those places fell apart. Somalia is a good example, because they hadn't been taught how to govern, in that manner, in the European manner. They knew how to govern in their old tribal ways. You take all that away, then you leave people without any feasible way to maintain their borders and their countries. Europeans are particularly good at that. They've done it all over the world. Move out the indigenous people, take over the land, destroy it, and then when it's no good anymore, you can have it back. Aborigines are a good example. South America's a real good example. What do you got, Terry?
Well, that's where we're going to kind of, this is kind of a general thing that we're giving you here tonight. And we'll probably touch on the other three, because you have colonization, assimilation, culturalization, and Christianization.
Yeah.
And we're going to go, it's a huge subject. So, taking it into consideration, we're going to build up to it with some general things here. But when we build this film, this documentary, then we're going to be several of those, because the only way to do it and do it right will be to handle
Each piece.
each country. Start with our own USA, Canada, then you got to cover Australia, South America, Africa. You got to cover these other countries and get specific to showing where it all is the same.
Yep.
Just the land change.
Just the land changed and the people, you know, but the overall basis for it is all the same. And the way the Europeans tried to do this was through religion. You know, they wanted to come in and change everybody's belief system, break them down, make them think that, oh, you know, you're going to hell if you don't do what we say, and scare people into submission. That's pretty much what they've done. So we're going to talk about how not to be that way. How to, and don't mistake this for any sovereign citizen crazy stuff. This is just how to live as a human, you know, and not with all that baggage from religion and colonization and assimilation and all that, cultural appropriation. You just have to learn to live as a human, and that's what we're going to try and get at. Show where all this has happened and how those people have come back somewhat to their own ways over the years.
And a good start of that is if you just really think of this statement, whether you write it, whether you say it out loud, whether you write it down, you put it on the mirror in front of you, but to think of the words, not just write it or say it, to think about putting respect in front of you each day. How hard that is.
Yeah.
It's extremely, extremely hard. I fail at it probably daily.
Oh, we all do. And being humble, you know, that's part of it. Trying to be a humble person and have respect for other people.
And that word humble, Eric and I both have run into so many people that make the statement, well, I'm very humble and I walk the red road. Well, if you have to say it, we've got a problem.
You're not living it. You know.
It's not what comes out of that mouth. It's how you are perceived, how you live, how you walk, how you act in front of anybody is telling the truth of what you believe and how you live.
That's how you carry yourself, you know, is with all those aspects. And nobody's going to do it every day. It's impossible. Nobody's perfect. We all screw up. We make mistakes. But we want to try and explore how colonization got so worldwide in such a short period of time, you know. Figure out how we can kind of combat that in our own ways, in our, you know, and keep ourselves from being that way. And I think it happens on a small scale too, you know, in small cities. You always find a group that wants to dominate the city government or something. So
the scary part is it has become so large that people don't even know that's how they're acting and how they're living.
Well, yeah, they don't think about it. It's just how they go about business. Everybody else does. So we'll try to see what we can find out about all that, you know, and tell you what we learn. There's a lot to know about it, you know. The British, when they went to India, there were tens of thousands of Indian rhinoceroses. They were everywhere, just thousands upon thousands. In less than 100 years, they were down to a handful, just like buffalo here. So that's part of that colonization process. Wipe out the game. Uh, you know, absorb the land into farming and agriculture, and displace the people that live there. So that's a big portion of colonization. You're forcing people to have to do things your way or they don't eat. And they can't go back to the way they were doing it. And so that's part of it.
And also in this program and any of them we do in the future, we both really, really hope. What we really want to do is to try to open your eyes, open your mind, and for you to open a book or go to Google or wherever you like to research and read.
Yeah, and if we're wrong, point it out.
And learn more. Yeah, and point out to us, we're human.
Yeah, we're going to make mistakes. My memory's not what it used to be. But yeah, if we misstate something, point it out so we can straighten it out. We're not the authority on this. We just want to talk about it and get it out there where other people can talk about it. That about it? Yeah, so that's the point we're trying to make. Get everybody involved and thinking about it. And I don't know how you change it, so I think it's a personal thing. You change a little bit of you to get rid of a little bit of that. So, but if everybody did that, we might be able to make it a much better place.
Yeah, like here, we've opened that gate, and again, we hope that you will take now, even just opening the gate, that you'll take this program that you're going to be seeing here
Wednesday,
which is
15th or something.
17th, I think, isn't it?
Today's the 12th. The 14th.
Yeah.
16th.
16th. So, and we're going to touch on these other subjects, but if you will open the door and then you ask your family members, your neighbors, your friends to open the door, and everybody starts doing a little bit of more researching instead of accepting what's there in front of you.
Yeah, just don't listen to the status quo.
Don't be that bull that's got the ring through the nose and being led around by the farmer. Research it out yourself, but realize the history. It's not a pretty one.
No.
Anywhere in this world.
And there's so many places that now want to stop teaching history. Oh, we can't teach kids how bad it was for different people back then. It'll make them feel bad about being who they are. Well, that's just BS. We all know that. That's just a certain aspect of society doesn't want to talk about it, because they're afraid, They're usually the offending party that doesn't want to talk about it.
And again, we enjoy our homes. We enjoy the heat. We enjoy the air conditioning. We enjoy having a vehicle instead of having to walk or ride a horse.
Yep, absolutely.
But you can live without the form of colonization that we're living in now.
Yeah. You don't got to move or nothing.
Yeah.
Just got to move your brain a little to the left or right, whichever direction.
And if you can give us some input, even.
Yeah.
Some facts and some things that we can put into this. Questions and things that we can work toward putting into this documentary, we'll give you credit for number one.
Well, sure.
And it'll just make it better for all of us in the whole world.
Well, yeah, the more people that are interested, the better it is.
So I think we've given you kind of an opener here, and hopefully from Wednesday to Wednesday, you will open up whatever you like to open up to get to learn, get knowledge and learn about things, and do some reviewing and looking at it yourself.
Sounds like a plan. So until next Wednesday,
Till the next one.
we'll see you then.
Take care,
Wear a
stay
mask.
safe, and wear that mask.
Stay healthy.